To make your own dashboard, click Create a Dashboard on the Fossil Fuel Atlas homepage. Dashboards are comprised of different types of widgets, each with a different purpose. Click Add Widget to see what the options are. There are charts, text, tables, counters, and maps. Let's start with a map. Your personal map should appear first, with other public maps showing up further down. I've already created this map called Global Oil Pipelines, and I'm going to use it. You are given the option to configure the map layers. This map only has one layer, so there's no need to do this, but if you wanted to hide specific layers, you could click the blue box and it would vanish from the preview window. Click the arrow again to continue. Give the widget a name, and click the Save button to add the widget. I'm going to make it a bit bigger, and now you can move around the interactive map. Let's add some data visualization to the map. Add another widget and select Chart. You'll notice that your maps are not given as an option to select. This is because charts are based off of datasets. You need to remember which dataset you used in your map and search for it. In my case, it's the Oil Pipelines dataset, developed by Global Energy Monitor. Click the arrow to continue making the chart, and a ton of customization options come up. The first thing to decide is which attributes to put on your X and Y axes. For my X, I want to use the status of each pipeline. And for the Y, I'm going to use the known length in kilometers. Lastly, you need to select an operation. If you don't see all of these options, it's probably because your data type for your Y-axis attribute is non-numeric. This means you cannot perform mathematical operations. If this is the case, the only option will be count, which simply adds up the number of instances. My data type is numeric, and I'm going to use the sum option. If you scroll back to the chart, you can see that it's added up the lengths of each pipeline and broke them into different bars based on their status. One of the coolest things you can do is link the chart to the interactive map. To do this, click this icon up here. Now, when you move around the map, the chart updates to show only the data that you can see. To change the colors of the chart, scroll down. Right now, Simple Style is selected, which makes all the bars the same color. You can change the color and the outline color. For most charts, though, you want the bars to be different colors, ideally matching the colors on the map. Change Simple Style to Classification Style, and then click this pencil icon. Here, you can change the colors of each class, as well as give each class a label. Alright, I've gone ahead and finished all these customizations. Click the pencil icon again to close the window. If you scroll down, there's a couple more options to spice up your chart, but I'm not going to get into them in this video. Click on the arrow to go to the next step, and give the widget a name. Then, click the Save icon to add the widget to the dashboard. Again, try moving around the map and the chart should change in real time. Add another widget, this time a text one. Text is super simple and works exactly how you would expect. Just add a title for the widget and add a description. Then click the Save button. There's still a couple more widget types to go over. Add a new widget, this time a table. Again, this one uses a dataset rather than a map, so I'm going to search for oil pipelines. Tables allow you to show the data table with whichever attributes you want. This specific dataset has tons of attributes, many of which are not important to me. I'm going to deselect all by clicking this button here. You may need to click it twice. Now, you can select individual attributes. Let's do the name, the status, and the known length in kilometers. Again, you can connect this to the map with this icon here, and then click the arrow to move on. Give it a name, and then save it. Now, when you zoom into the map, you can see additional information for each pipeline. Next up is a counter widget, which again uses a dataset. Counters are fancy text widgets that can calculate numbers based on datasets. In this case, I'm going to add up the length of all the oil pipelines in the world. Like I mentioned before, the data type of your attribute is really important, as non-numeric ones will not give you the same options as numeric. Here, the length is tagged as a number, so I can safely select sum. The options below are used for formatting. These can be confusing, but you can click the question mark icon and a pop-up explains how to use them. I'm going to use this one, comma.2r. And I'm also going to add a suffix, explaining what the number means. You have the option to link the counter to the map. However, I'm not going to do so. Click the arrow to continue and add it to the map. The last widget type is the legend. This is helpful for this map because it shows the corresponding colors as different status types. Add a title, and then save it. Legends also allow users to toggle on and off the map layers, but since this map only has one, it's not super useful. Now, you don't necessarily need to add all widget types to tell your story. Often, less is better, as crowded dashboards can be intimidating to readers. You also probably want to spend some time organizing the dashboard so that it looks good. When you're done, remember to save your dashboard through the Resource tab. You can now set the sharing privileges by clicking Share and changing these options to View. Again, you'll need to save your work. And that's pretty much it. Now you know how to create a dashboard on Fossil Fuel Atlas.